What do you want to interview him or do you want me to interview him?
I said you were going to do it, and then you said I was going to do it.
Okay, we're
Decide.
live.
You decide. Oh, now you got to decide.
Hi, everybody. Tonight we have Rod Giltack on with us from the Canadian Coalitions for Firearm Rights, or the CCFR. Rod has been going across the country on hashtag Integrity Tour. So, Rod, why don't you tell us all about what this tour is all about? When did it start? Who's with you? What was happening with it? Why, and actually, why did you do it?
Well, those are all great questions. So the idea of the Integrity Tour is, I guess, you know what? I'm going to give you the sort of the behind the scenes explanation.
Okay.
So the real reason is the CCFR has done a ton of work. We've done, fully referenced and academic reports. We've provided all kinds of evidence to the Senate, to the government, to the media about the deception that's going on concerning, licensed firearm owners and their role or lack thereof in criminal activity, and basically our whole plight. And we just keep getting ignored. And it's just it just seems that we can't depend on the media to treat us fairly, or to or just even to consider the lives of literally millions of Canadians that own firearms legally. And we just really felt like the election is coming up, and we have to just get out front of Canadians ourselves and take it to the streets, so to speak. So we rented this 30-foot RV, and Tracy Wilson, myself, and our driver, Sergeant Colin Saunders, went from Ottawa to Montreal, and then from Montreal to Regina. I jumped off the tour at Toronto when we were finished there.
Okay.
Um, and I would challenge anyone to go traveling across the country with Tracy Wilson. And
Yeah. So basically, what you guys were doing was it
sorry,
was.
it sounds
Sorry,
like
go
I
ahead.
lost. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Um,
Oh, I can't hear anybody now.
all
Uh-oh.
right.
Oh,
Let's
there
see
it is.
what we. Okay.
It's back.
All right. So what it basically was a mobile billboard. Can you describe the wrap that you had around the RV?
So the wrap was says basically on the side of it, "Liberal failure," has Justin Trudeau's picture and a few more of his henchmen's pictures on the side, and just says gun owners want a safer Canada too, and that the Liberals have failed on crime, which is basically the simplest way to express to people what the problem is and what the situation is. And so we wanted to do a couple of things. We want to drive a billboard around rather than have a stationary billboard, which
Mhm.
is great. Just draw people's attention to the issue, because hiding in the shadows has done nothing for us. And also to drive and stop by Liberal candidates' offices and see if they wanted to engage with us, as well as support some Conservative and some other candidates' campaigns as well, and to talk to everyday Canadians, just to get it out there. And just it's just a demonstration of how far we'll go to get the gun owners our story told.
Okay.
So
So you
I
talked about. Go ahead, Trevor.
no, finish your thought. It's fine.
I was going to say you. So you've talked about visiting the Liberal um, candidates. How did that go? Were you able to get anybody to speak with you? Did you get doors shut on you? What happened there?
Well, we definitely got doors pulled closed on us, and
Okay.
some very unwelcoming vibes
Did we have
there.
video of this? Did we have video every time this happened?
We have video on a few of them, yeah,
Yeah.
and some
Okay.
pictures as well.
Now,
But
Rod, did you
yeah,
cold call these guys, or did they know that you'd be stopping by? Did they figure out um your route, and were they able to put together where you'd be stopping next, or did you give them a heads up? What happened there?
we didn't give them a heads up. No, no, we wouldn't, because they would just tell us not to come.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, it's all of these places are public places, so we can roll up, ask them if they want to engage in a discussion with us. If not, that's no problem. We'll leave. But so anyway, I'm sure most people know that most Liberal candidates would not give us the time of day, and that's probably the smart play for them,
Right.
because none of them are going to stand toe to toe in a gun debate with Tracy or I. But of course, one did, and I'm sure you guys are well aware that Minister Bill Blair thought he could talk his way around Tracy and I.
Didn't
You
go well.
You were surprised about that, weren't you?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I was surprised. It's far more beneficial for them
To
to
not.
continue to prey on the ignorance of everyday Canadians that don't know anything about this topic. That's really easy to do because they can't be, they can't be opposed. But unfortunately, if they engage with us, then they're going to have a real hard time because we're cognizant of all the facts and these really complex topics like how do you store a restricted firearm legally in Canada. But Bill Blair, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think it's just his arrogance. He had been running the show for so long. He thought, okay, well, there's nobody that can stand against me. And then, so he thought, yeah, I'm going to invite these people in for a chat. And obviously, there's a video circulating around to show the results of what happened.
Right. So Coat of Arms was there. They videoed. He allowed the video taping as well.
Well, he went all in. So not only did he actually talk to us, but he was like, "Oh yeah, bring your cameras. What could be the worst that could happen?" I'm not even joking. Like it's not. I'm not even saying that to be
Well, if
funny.
you
That's
watch
exactly
the
what it was.
video,
Yeah, it was good.
yeah. So
Now,
go
let
ahead.
me jump in here for a sec, Kelly. So those, you mentioned the two groups that you went to talk to, MPs and everyday Canadians. Let's touch on that for a second. How many everyday Canadians did you come across that weren't gun owners that you were able to engage with? Did that happen at all? Were you approached and asked what this was all about? How did those conversations take, how did they pan out?
Those ones were interesting. So we had a lot of people walk up to us. Well, okay, first of all, on the back of the bus it says honk if you support licensed gun owners or legal gun owners, right? And just nonstop honking almost everywhere we went. We didn't get a lot of honks in downtown Montreal. We didn't get, I know it's weird. Maybe the sign was covered up or something. And we didn't get a lot of honks in right downtown Toronto. But as soon as we were out of the city limits, it was honk city, if that's a term. I'm making it a term.
It is now. And once it's said on Slamfire, it goes straight to the Urban
yeah.
Dictionary.
Yeah. So now we did, the only place we really ran into people that really didn't know what this was all about was around the Liberals' offices. And there was a couple of conversations, and if I were to kind of lump them together and kind of give you the vibe of that, it's people that don't have a clue, and they're either scared or they just want to be viewed as good Canadians. So they're just like, wow, we got to do something about these guns. I'm like, well, hang on. So I kind of go through a little bit of stuff with them. It's like, well, wait a second. Who's got those guns, right? Do you think it's people that would get a firearms license that are shooting? No, it's not them, and blah, blah, blah. And you think it's people like me? No, it's not you, but we got to do something. And it's really hard to talk. And there's a lot of people that are at that level of ignorance. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, right?
No, that's exactly what it is. In its truest form, it's not being insulting. It's pure ignorance.
And I have heard that a lot, especially in reference to the American situation. We have to do something. We can't just do thoughts and prayers. We don't do thoughts and prayers in Canada. We get mass shootings are extremely rare here. So we don't, that's not a trope here.
Well, and the problem, if you want to kind of dig down and find the root of that problem, it's that you have disingenuous and dishonest leaders, and you have a media that is incredibly dishonest as well.
Biased is what they are.
So, well, yeah, I mean, they're
bought and paid for is what they are.
Well, yeah, and the reason why I say dishonest and not just say, well, they just don't really know, it's because we've put out reports. We've actually sent. So I'll give you an example. The media bias report and the report on the doctors. We sent that to 400 journalists that have written or contributed to a firearms-related story in the last 2 years in Canadian media. So I sent it directly to them. You know how many people got back and said, "Oh, really? Is this true?" Or, tell me more. Zero.
Yeah.
None. And so when you think about that, it's like, well, what do we do? And I think there was people out there that were like, well, why are you guys driving around in this RV? that's not going to change anything. It's like, well, hang on. When the media, no matter how nice and how sophisticated and how slick you are, like the CCFR, I mean, we're the most sophisticated gun organization in that we made explainer videos and we use all kinds of different media and all the rest of that stuff. And we still can't get the accurate story told. It's like, well, what are we going to do? Just lie down and take it? So that's why we decided we're going to, what we'll do is we'll we'll wrap a 30-foot RV and we'll park it in front of people's, constituency offices and drive it down, the major cities, down the main highways and roads of major cities in Canada, and start this conversation ourselves if need be. So that's really how why the project is important, and it's basically all we can do right now.
Well, right. I mean, a billboard, like you can cook a good 10, 20 grand on a billboard campaign fairly easily. So this is just as good, better. Who even looks at billboards
You're
anymore?
Reaching more people. Yeah, you are.
I think so too. I think we're reaching more people, and we're personalizing it. A billboard, you see it a couple of times, you may or may not think about it. You drive by, and that's it. Its effect is very limited, unless it's something that, like if it's something like drink Coca-Cola, you'd be like, well, yeah, I feel like a Coca-Cola right now. But this is far more complex, right? Mm-hmm. This is a far more complex thing. So it's really not something that a billboard is going to do a great job. So we want to make sure that we're engaging. We're engaging with the stakeholders. We're engaging with everyday Canadians, and we're also rallying gun owners too. So while we're not changing Liberals' minds per se, we're also rallying gun owners and showing them, hey, you know what? There's some of us that are going to get off our asses, and we're going to do something about it. So maybe you can get off your ass too and help.
One of the things that you guys have been doing is doing live updates. Tracy's been doing a great job of this. So every time that you stop at, whether it's a gun store or you stop at a Liberal candidate's office or even a Conservative candidate's office, which we've seen some Conservative candidates come out and talk. So that's fantastic. But she also did one recently about Thunder Bay. You guys were in Thunder Bay, and people are coming out. People are coming to the gun stores to say hi, get their picture taken with the van. But in Thunder Bay, people were coming out and actually giving Tracy money or gas cards, different things like that. So basically donations to get across the country, and saying what a fantastic job everybody's doing. Farther north, I think the Integrity Tour was getting in Ontario, the more response as well. People are really responding to it.
Yeah, they are really responding to it. And we actually got gas cards and Tim Hortons cards and stuff long before that. We got that in, I think the first ones came in Ajax. We were trolling Mark Holland's office and also going to talk. We kind of chased him around a little bit, but we never got a chance to talk to him.
He refused?
Well, he wasn't there, and then we're trying to find out where I guess he was door knocking. So for me, I'm fantasizing about, wouldn't it be great if he's walking with his people down the road and we've got our four-way flashers just trailing him with the Liberal tail van, right? But we weren't able to locate him. We located, obviously, his campaign signs, and we hijacked his hashtag. So now, and he's got it on his campaign sign. So it says hashtag fight for number 4 YOU, fight for you. If you go into Twitter and you put in hashtag fight for you, it's all CCFR stuff. And it's actually on his campaign poster. So we're working it, and the support has been really great. And the donation, a lot of people have been donating when we first unveiled this project all the way through till last night. I mean, people are donating, and we've covered the cost of the whole tour already.
Fantastic!
So, wow! Yeah, it's just great, really great.
That's amazing.
So we have a few more days left till the election. The Integrity Tour is going to be headed out to Regina. But what can gun owners? What are you suggesting gun owners do now?
If there's only one thing that they do, it's commit to 1 day's worth of work. And what that 1 day is calling all your friends and your relatives and their children, as long as they're old enough to vote. And your grandmother or whatever, and actually pick people up physically in your car, drive them down to the polls, especially in battleground ridings, drive them to the polls and help them, just walk them right to the door and let them go vote. And you got to vote the Liberals out, because it's for everything right now. I mean, we could talk all day about how corrupt the Canadian government is right now. I mean, I've never seen anything like it my whole life. But if you're thinking of it from the perspective of a single issue voter, you got to get the Liberals nowhere near power. They are going to take your guns, and when they're done with the people that own semi-autos, then they're coming for handguns. And when they're done with that, it's because they've said they want Australia. It's lever actions and pump actions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it's bolts. That's all.
And then that's it.
And that's it. And I mean, I did some stuff for the podcast today. and I had Corey Levitt from Coat of Arms on, and I told him, and this is kind of just some more brutal honesty. I'm in a brutally honest mood today, just throwing it right in everybody's face.
That's how we like it.
Probably because I'm on my last nerve and a half. But I'll tell you, when it comes down to we've lost everything and we're fighting for pump actions or bolt actions, I'll tell you, I'll be long gone. And the first hunter I hear complaining, I'll be like, well, you know what, bud, you had a chance to stand up for your brothers and sisters and you didn't. You couldn't care less, and now you want people to care about you. I'm sorry. Enjoy your slingshot that you're going to have, or a BB gun.
Yeah.
Looks like I'm going back to bow hunting.
Yeah. As long as it's under 400 feet per second.
Yeah, not a problem.
Rubber tipped.
Yeah. Well, yeah, as long as it can't penetrate a pig's eye, which is, I guess, the test, right, to determine,
Jeez.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was too spicy for you, hey, Kelly?
No.
Actually, it was brutally honest, and that's perfectly fine because that's where it's headed as well. If
yeah, well, you can hear the frustration, right? And it's like, we'll see. We got 2 weeks left, and hopefully Canada saves itself.
One of the suggestions that I have is if you're not a single issue voter, or if your friends and family are not, then make them aware of some of the other measures that will happen because of that too, whether it's the cost to impose all of this, and the implications with respect to it not having an effect on gun crime.
Yeah. The cost is interesting. The CSAAA released a report today on the impact to the industry. So we're talking about a couple billion in purchase, couple billion in managing the program, and then a few billion a year in GDP.
Yeah.
And then I think the number quoted there was 45 or 48,000 jobs. So if with measures like this, you could assume that a good a healthy chunk or an unhealthy chunk of those jobs would be
a lot
gone.
Of stores would be closing down.
Yeah, a lot of stores will be closing down because there are stores that just sell this kind of stuff, just sell accessories and restricted firearms and that kind of thing, and sporting firearms, right? So if those stores are gone, those jobs are gone, those investments are gone, those banks don't get their loans back because those companies are all gone, and it'll make a big difference to the it'll make the long gun registry seem cheap, because how much was the long gun registry? $2 billion.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a lot more than $2 billion. This is a ton of money to be blowing on this for no effect. They're talking about AR-15s, and it's like, how many shootings do we have with AR-15s?
None.
Zero.
And Adriel, it'll be just like the long gun registry. They'll say one price before the election, and then the real price will come out later. Like
They didn't actually say what it was. They said that it would come out after the election.
Yeah, but they're still going to. They said they would tell us the price tag after the election, but whatever price tag they tell us, Kelly, will be one that they expect Canadians will find palatable. Now, the cost of the long gun registry was supposed to be $2 million, and ultimately ended up being $2 billion. So Canadians have the shortest memories of any citizens who vote. How would you think this would be any different? Like, if you don't, you're a sucker with a capital S. They have a track record of doing this. They tell you one thing, it turns out to be something else. So why would you ever believe anything they're going to say when it comes to costs?
Especially when they're willing to run in a deficit budget for year after year after year. And that is now, it's no longer like, now we're going to try to. It's like, nope, that's just how it's going to be. We're just going to run $25 billion. Nope, not even balancing themselves. We're just going to run $25 billion deficits every year until we're tired of it.
Yeah. So, Rod, what's next for the Integrity Tour? You're gone home, but it continues to truck on, yes? Where to, and when does it wrap up?
Yeah, Tracy is on her way to Winnipeg right now. She might be in Winnipeg. Or no, I think she's in Winnipeg, but she's on her way to Virden. That's right, to see Wolverine, Wolverine Supplies have been a really great supporter of ours. And they just recently donated $15,000 to the CCFR, which was incredibly appreciated. Well, they're taking an active role in whether or not they'll be able to sell that kind of merchandise anymore. So, we don't get a lot of money from businesses. So we really appreciated their support. And then she's going to head on over to Regina and cause some trouble over there for a little while. Go see Ralph Goodale at least. So
I think it's important. I don't think he'll be on camera.
Well, he won't, after he saw what happened to Bill Blair, I don't think he'll ever go
No, I don't think
us.
so either.
Speaking of which, I was working on that Bill Blair video. Of course, all of it's kicking around out there. Rebel Media did a piece on it as well, and actually their piece on it was really great.
Yeah, it was.
So I appreciate that.
Too.
But I'm doing a CCFR version where I'm annotating the whole thing during the video. So it's going to be, it'll be a video that you can learn something by watching, and it should be fun to watch.
Gonna do the live fact checker scroll at the bottom, the marquee that's like, actually
it's sort of like that. Yeah, it's not scrolling, but it's popping up, and then I freeze frame Bill's face while some stuff is explained. And
I feel sorry for you. That's going to be a lot of editing.
Yeah,
it is actually. I'm not even a third of the way through, and he talks a lot.
I got to say, I've never seen a more professional backpedaler. That part about you're lying, saying that I said people will shoot the cops. Well, okay, I
didn't really watch it.
Well, okay, well, I read it. Well, actually, someone read it and told it to me. Like, keep pedaling, Bill. Like, oh man, no integrity whatsoever. None.
Well, if you met somebody in real life, and that's how they behaved, you'd be like, this guy is such. This guy's garbage. I wouldn't want anything to do with somebody like that.
I was going to say, he's such a politician.
Yeah, exactly, Kelly. That's what I was going to say.
Well, right?
He might as well become a liberal politician.
Yeah, just the behavior is, I know I say this all the time, right? But I'm constantly shocked at how bad people they are. And, I'm always thinking, well, they're playing for a team, or, maybe they just don't know. It's just, I always kind of try to think, that, it's a mistake, or they've got a lot to learn even about themselves. But no, man, he was an interesting, there's something wrong with him. And I'm not saying that just to denigrate him or just to be mean. There's something wrong there. And just the ability to lie and to cost people billions of dollars and to hurt a lot of people. I really can't get over it, to be honest.
A little bit of narcissist, you think?
Yeah. Well, sociopath, at least at a minimum.
Okay.
It's frightening.
Yeah, it is frightening, man. This guy's got authority, right?
Yep. Damage. Can do so much damage.
So my question is, just a little bit around this, is what is the minister of again?
He is the Minister of Border Security and Organized Crime Reduction, I think.
Okay, how in the hell does that have anything to do with what
what we're doing? Yep, nothing, Kelly.
Well,
nothing.
Exactly.
He's not working on borders or
that the reason that ministry exists is because, and I'm just guessing, but Ralph Goodale probably went to Trudeau and said, listen, you are going to destroy me with this, and I've been in politics too long. I am not willing to be destroyed by this, so you better find something else. And then there's Bill Blair saying, hey, I'll do literally anything for a pension and for money, so I'll take care of that if you make me a minister, because that's a $70,000 pay raise for them. So, ministers make anywhere from $225 to $250.
Right.
So, that's a lot of money plus a pension, right?
Yeah.
So,
and whatever committees they're sitting on as well.
Yeah. And hey, for Trudeau, it's only money. It's not even his money. He's just like, exactly. tack it onto the deficit. So I think that's how this all came about. But I mean, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to give us an update on the CCFR before we let you go?
Update? You mean any? Do I want to make you any more depressed than I already have? Is that what you really
mean? just keep dropping truth bombs, Rod. I mean,
yeah, exactly. The truth is depressing. Yeah, I've had enough of it. I'll tell you that. No, we've got the Integrity Tour. We've got a couple of new explainers coming out in 4 or 5 days. I think the 14th and the 16th. So those will be fun. Those are actually aimed directly at a few people, so they'll be fun to share. And the only other thing I'd remind your listeners of is when we have explainer videos and videos and memes and all these things, these are tools not just for me to share or for Tracy Wilson to share online. They're tools for you. So if you go onto the Doctors for Protection, the Spin Doctors for Protection from Guns, if you go on their Twitter feed, drop some of those videos that we've made. Just continue to hammer these people with the truth, and that's how we do it. It just can't be two people. So we make those tools. They're expensive. They take a lot of effort. We make them actually for you, not so much for us.
Very good.
Went 32, 33 minutes.
We're back live.
That's where we like to be. Let's rip through the rest.
Hi, guys. We're back. Hopefully we didn't lose too much of that interview at the end.
We lost everything after he said we weren't live.
How much did we lose?
Well, did we lose it on the recording?
Yes.
Yes,
because we let him go too soon. You said that we lost the live, but yeah, if he's gone, the recording's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make it work.
Yeah. Work your magic, Adriel.
We were just starting to talk separatism, and I'm glad that, it stopped when it did, because, I could go on.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Slamfire Radio.
We're live, no swearing.
Okay, sorry.
Bad Kelly.
Yeah.
Potty mouth.
I know, eh? Hi, everyone. Welcome to Slamfire Radio, episode 325 for October 10th, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Oh, I'm another host, Adriel.
And I'm Trevor. I know how to use show notes. That's why I answer promptly.
Trying to get the show back up and running.
Yeah,
manage all the screens.
If you're not ready, then say so. Otherwise, you get caught looking with your pants down. Dumb.
I'm not. It's not that I'm not ready. I'm Adriel. It's not. I'm
not
ready.
Not. I'm delayed.
Always ready.
The delay is natural.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about the touch of the tiz with this one.
Developmentally delayed.
Developmentally, yeah, yep. The correct term for that is retarded.
I believe that's the old-timey term for it.
No, it is still the correct term. It has nothing to do with Down syndrome. If you're delayed, you have a retardation of the mental process.
Oh, my God.
Technically correct for me to call you retarded, and political correctness has nothing to do with it.
Really?
Just slow. Just a little bit slow.
Retarded. That's what slow means.
How many? You can send your complaints to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Address them to Trevor, please.
You can send them to my psychology degree and the professors who taught me the correct use of the term. What do you want from me?
You went to Stu. Come on.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah?
it was liberal
So
arts.
did I.
It was liberal arts then, Kelly. Well, it's a liberal arts
Liberal arts.
cesspool now. Like it's just
No.
it's lost.
Okay. Why don't we talk about what we did in guns this week? So what we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. They have the ADM red dots, and they're on their way. So who put this diatribe in here?
Updating the Calgary Shooting Center according to the show notes is my responsibility, Kelly.
Oh yeah,
so I guess that would be me. Yes.
Guess what? Then you get to read it because
perfect. I'd love to.
3 pages long.
It's not. It's 4 lines. Anyway, this is a really cool red dot. They operate off of a AAA lithium battery. Now, what's cool about this is even though it's a AAA battery, they still have a ridiculous 5-year-long battery life on level 5 if kept at room temperature. So a lot of guys look for the CR123 battery red dots because those last a long time, like the aim points. But this is a red dot that will stay on for 5 years with a AAA lithium alkaline battery. So,
you know what I'd say?
What?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, there you go.
Magnifier.
Yeah. It's got 10 daytime brightness settings, 2 night vision settings. So basically it's going to work in any kind of light condition. Magnification is 1 times. So you got basically, yeah. So they also make a magnifier. So you can use the 2 together as a unit. Super light. It's only 3.9 ounces. And I like this auto shut off for 16 hours. So if you do forget it on and it doesn't move for 16
it lasts for 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Auto off.
Auto off after 16 hours. So
yeah, but still, that's good.
Pretty cool. Yep. And $450. So they're a high-end piece of kit. ADM red dots. I think they're actually in stock now at the Calgary Shooting Center. So if you're looking for a red dot and you don't want the EOTech Blinky or the expensive aim point, check them out.
Mm-hmm.
I put it up on the screen for people to see.
Giddy up.
All right. Trevor, why don't you talk about what you did in guns last week?
All right. So last Friday, left straight from work to go to Fredericton, where I met Filthy at his office and was mentoring, supervising, whatever my role as training coordinator with an up-and-coming black badge instructor. Justin Brown was completing his 5th and final course. So in New Brunswick, to become a black badge instructor, you have to assist with 4 courses and be the lead instructor on course number 5. So he took almost all of the classroom. I barely interjected. I know that's hard to believe, but it's true.
Oh my God.
I know.
Did you have to sit on your hands and put a gag in your mouth?
Pretty much, yeah. Luckily, Gallon was in town, so getting my hands on a gag ball was pretty easy. Yeah.
Tied up from the day before.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. And then we did the classroom part Friday night. Saturday, we had 3 students come out to Filthy's range and did the qualification drills.
How'd that
go? Went well for almost everyone. Someone else will be trying again later on.
Okay.
Good shooter, just ran into some accuracy issues and decided to step down and try again later. And there's no doubt in my mind that she'll be successful and will contribute to the sport in a very positive way. So looking forward to getting her back. The other 2, my godson's girlfriend, she was in the course, and
cool.
God bless her. She the night before the course, she didn't know what she would be shooting.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, very not ideal. She was supposed to shoot 1 gun, and then they didn't have a left-handed holster. Typically, she always shoots left-handed, but Marcel only had a right-handed holster. So
she was borrowing her Marcel's gun.
She was supposed to, and then anyway, we spent a bunch of time getting the mag pouches all reversed to left hand, put the holster on the gun on the belt after doing all that, only to find out that the holster belt gun combo wasn't going to work. So yeah. Anyway, Fred Lapierre, Filthy Squire to the rescue. One text message said, "You need the gun. It'll be on the range tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the morning." He brought out his gun, his holster, and his mags, and we put them on an IPSC belt, and she had never touched an FNS before, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
She's just
it's an FNS. Point and
it's
click.
a nice gun. Yeah.
Point and click, goes bang every time.
Yep.
She owns a Walther PPQ match. Like, she's got a nice gun. Oh yeah, she's the first gun she picked up that she felt like really fit her hand well. So she bought that from DC Armory actually. But didn't get around to getting a belt and holster set up in time. She got all winter to do that. So anyway, we allowed for the times on the time drills a little bit because the holster was a carry holster with a lot of retention, so it was like really a lot of work to get the gun out of it, so it was really messing up her times. But anyway, she did great. The other guy, Mark, did great, and the Justin did a great job as an instructor, and then the Losers Club came out and helped us build all the stages for the next day. They were actually working on one bay while we were doing the class in the other bay, and then we finished up that bay.
Okay,
so
can you stop for just a second? For those that haven't listened last week or the week before, what's Losers Club?
Oh, okay. So the Losers Club is a Facebook conversation going between myself, my squire, Filthy, my godson, Posby, who else? Justin Brown is in there. So anyway, you can, in a Facebook conversation, you can give each other nicknames, and then you can actually name the conversation. So, I was supposed to go see It that night, so I was watching It 1, and the group of kids in the movie It, they refer to themselves as the Losers Club. They're like this tight core group of friends. So anyway, I tagged the conversation in the Losers Club, and then it kind of stuck when we were going to Marcel's for a barbecue, and he said, "Trust me, you will not be able to miss my place." And out at the end of the driveway was a piece of corrugated plastic with camo duct tape, the word "Meeting of the Losers Club" right out on the street. So it's kind of stuck since then, and they started to use it as well. So I think it's going to be a thing. So
I think so too.
Yeah.
So they were building the bay beside you guys while you were doing the qualification.
Finishing the course, yep.
Yeah,
and then we got together and built the rest of the stages. And Justin did a fantastic job using the limited space that Sunbury has to the best of his abilities. We pulled off 9 stages.
Wow.
In 2 bays, and we're done by 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
How many people were shooting?
Well, 2 bays, 2 squads, and that's the key, right? A lot of times clubs allow more shooters in than they can really accommodate with the amount of stages, the amount of bays. You get bottlenecks, and you wait and you wait and you wait. We were timed perfectly. When bay 1 was done, we basically passed bay 2. We were just walking into bay 2 as they were. Yeah, man, they were getting ready to walk out. So, 9 stages. Like, it was more like, so, like, basically, okay, like you shoot this side, and then you shoot that side, and then you shoot the middle. Well, you just shot 3 stages. Now we're going to put it all together and shoot one long course fire.
Right. How'd you do?
It was a slaughter.
This had a bunch of fresh black badge.
Yeah, they were brand new.
Right? No, it had 2.
Okay.
Remember, there was only 3 in the class.
But remember, how many shooters?
Okay, there's 20 shooters.
All right.
But somebody did make an observation, Adriel, and that almost everyone at the match was a black badge student from the spring or from 2018.
Wow.
So yeah, there was. It's not. I was not up against Eric Raffel. This is true, but I did beat a guy who'd been around a long time. One of our top production shooters. So
yeah, fantastic that you guys are putting on matches that some of the new guys are getting into, right? Because sometimes it's hard for them to, especially in areas where it's oversubscribed and you just have too many shooters and not enough matches. It's kind of tough for new guys to even get into the matches because they don't know. Set an alarm when the thing goes up for registration. You got to be like on that, otherwise you don't get a spot, right?
That's what's going to happen for SummerSlam. I'm going to sit there at midnight on January and just watch it explode. So on that, Adriel, it's interesting, but the last couple of years, I'm noticing that our matches are populated more by our new shooters than our veteran shooters.
That's not bad though. That's good.
Yeah.
Veteran
it
shooters
speaks
are
to
also
retention.
Traveling too. They're doing a little bit more travel, I see, as well, like Nova Scotia, Quebec, Ontario. No,
not really. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
I thought that they were.
No, most of the guys going to Nova Scotia, myself and a couple of new guys. So.
Oh, okay.
But so the match was fantastic, and then when the match was over, the way we do a black badge in New Brunswick is you've got to do 6 hours in the classroom, 10 hours on the range, and you got to do a level 2. So we cram it all into one weekend. So when the match was over, the 2 black badge participants were given their certificate and their pin and sent out into the wild. You're free, my children. Go prosper. So
black badge.
Yeah. So I shot my 45 because I was out of 9mm ammo. So I brought down my 1911 and 45 and shot classic major. So it was funny. I had won the match overall. Not that that's a thing.
It is if you win it and you're not in open.
Right. So, but they had scored me as minor. So I was
really
ahead by I was ahead by like 10%. And then when we got it corrected, it was ahead by like 14%. So
right.
It didn't change my stages though. Like I won all but 3 stages. I think I was hoping that was going to help me, but it didn't. So
no.
You were going to say?
I was just going to say that I saw some of the video of the stages you shot. You kicked butt, like you really, really did. Particularly, there was one stage where you were on a
pallets,
stack of pallets, and you jumped off. And as you jumped off and landed, you were actually already drawing your pistol. Now, I was saying to you that was fantastic. You were like a stealth cat, whatever. But I could see some of the more lesser experienced shooters, they would stay on it or they would jump off of it and they would go through the motions, but it'd be so much more time because they wanted to be, they're safe, basically.
Yeah. So the intent of that stage was that the pallets would be stacked like a podium where you go up and get your awards, right?
Yep.
Different levels. And the start position was at the top of the stack. And the intent of the match director was that you would take a couple of steps down on one side, shoot the targets on the side of the wall, go to the next level, shoot through the port, step on down the other side. So start on the center at the top, highest level, and either start all the way at the bottom on the left and then move your way back up and down to the right, or go to the right and make your way over to the left. And about halfway through the walkthrough, I realized there was no rear fault line. There was nothing keeping me on the pallet. So I was like, I'm jumping off this thing. On the beep, I'm going to grab my gun. I'm jumping. And as I land, I'm drawing. And it pretty much worked. So the first stage, if you go watch my Instagram, you should be following me on my Instagram if you want to see my gun stuff, because there's nothing on my and I'll post some. Yeah, there's nothing on my Facebook. Follow the show on Instagram. Follow Kelly on Instagram. Follow Hunting Gear Guy on Instagram. That's where all my gun stuff is. Anyway, if you look at my videos on Instagram, you'll notice a big cloud of smoke around my head during the very first stage. And that's because I got to the line and I forgot I had a cigar in my mouth, and I just left it there and shot the stage with my stogie in my mouth. Somebody actually asked me, "Is that X-Metal bullets that's smoking like that?" Well, no, man, no, I haven't shot yet. Where do you think the smoke's coming from? So
the only thing missing was the glass of whiskey.
Right?
I know.
Yeah. So then this week I swapped some scopes around, and I actually got some optics back on my SKS that's in the Matador Arms chassis. Shout out to Matador. I'm wearing my hat tonight. So, I've got to go sight that in. I've got to go sight the WK, because the scope that was on my SLR is now in the WK, and the scope that I bought from Jeff Reese is now on the SLR, and it's like super lightweight. Oh my God. I'm sure, like, I swapped the bolt carrier group and I swapped the bolt, and the gun is like, I got to put it back on the scale. I got pictures of it on the scale before. Also, I bought on CGN a 17-inch carbon fiber handguard.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of money that I can't say on the air because someone's going to hear it and I'm going to get in trouble. So, it's brand new, unused, but, sold as priced accordingly.
Yeah.
A couple of bucks off of retail. Anyway, so that's also going to go on the SLR. And the 15-inch handguard that's from Maple Ridge on the SLR will go on the Modern Sporter when it comes in. So handguard situation sorted. And then at the shop this week, I'm working on a Browning BLR that needs to be reblued. So got the barrel to the second stage of sanding, and now I'm at the part where I'm doing the receiver by hand. we've got polishing wheels, but if a receiver is flat surface, you really need to do it by hand because the wheel doesn't do so good on the flat surfaces. So we got to do it old school. So that's it for me. Adriel, what about you?
Let's see here. I've got one of the guys at our club knows SketchUp really well, and he put our entire range into SketchUp, and now I put my whole match into SketchUp. So here's what that looks like. You guys can't see this, but the viewers can. Here's what it looks like in 3D. So it's the whole shooting match. I think is the correct terminology when you're doing this kind of thing. The whole 3D shooting match. And the cool thing is you can download the viewer on your phone, and you can be at the match checking it out.
Sweet.
And look at it in 3D and move
rotate it and enlarge.
Wow. Do all the stuff on there. So
it's too bad you need a degree in chemical engineering and worked 6 months for NASA to figure it out.
Or if you deal in wood and you make like decks and that kind of thing, because then you have to do this kind of thing if you want to be able to mock up anything. So
how do we mock up things before SketchUp?
What's that?
We mock stuff up before SketchUp.
We used a pencil and graph paper and rulers.
Rulers, measurements.
We were living in caves using abacuses.
No, this is... it's hard to design the objects. I can't do that. But I can copy and paste objects, and I can move them where I want them to be and rotate them to like different positions and copy and paste a bunch of times, and then I'm done.
So you get your friend to design the objects, and you
download them off of the 3D warehouse. They had a set of USPSA props that was extremely complete. We added a couple of our specific props for our matches. Like we've got a car, we've got like a couple of VTACs, and there are a couple of other things that weren't in that USPSA prop list that we added in. But now we've got everything. Now we can just put it all out. So, yeah, very neat. And now if people download that before they go to the match and they're setting up in the morning, there's no questions about how far should this be? What should it look like? What's the sight line supposed to be? You can really check the sight lines really nicely on there and compare that to real life, and it'll be, pretty tight.
Yeah. That's cool. What else did you do?
I finished my review on the GSG MP 4022.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
It is a very neat plinker for people who want a neat plinker. Just the look and feel of it, the fact that you can shoot it from the hip and waste a gravel pit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I cracked that. This was actually on loan from my buddy Kurt, and I cracked it open because I saw a YouTube video where the guy's like, "See this trigger bar? I had to insert this thing in here to make the trigger bar tighter and make it so that the trigger didn't travel so much." And I cracked it open, and it had already had that done. So I was like, "Oh, cool! They're doing it from the factory now." No, it was my buddy. He had already.
He already did it.
Yeah, he didn't let me know. So I was like, oh well, whatever. Now that's out there. But no, it was really interesting. I kind of want to try the 9mm version now, just to see what that's all about.
Just see the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 3-gun match on Saturday that I'm match directing, so I don't have to do anything. I just need to bring everything out. It's all the work's pre-done. And the weather won't be total crap, which is very nice. It won't be zero or below.
It's not going to be snowing?
We haven't had any snow in Edmonton. It's been snowing in Calgary, but no snow in Edmonton here. It's been dry. So it'll be -1 to 9, which is all right. I think it'll be fine. Yeah. That's about it for me. To be honest, I'm avoiding purchasing accessories right now. I am not going to purchase any because if the Liberals get in, I'm not getting paid for any of this.
Okay, because you're not getting anything, yeah.
Yeah, so what's the point in getting like a new
$400 handguard?
Yeah,
yes.
I was just thinking about that as you're like, the thing about that forend is that, okay, well, there's other firearms that an AR forend will fit on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, long story short, I'm not buying any
You know
any
what?
accessories.
This is what the listener is emailing us about. We are talking like they already won. I'm
Well,
not I'm not changing anything until after the election because it's still going to take what 2 years before they get this plan implemented if they
Hmm.
do.
If you,
So
if any of our listeners were tight on cash and they had $3,000 or $5,000 in semi-auto firearms, but they're actually tight on cash, they may want to consider selling some of them. And that's not me being alarmist. That's me being realistic.
no, that's
The
you being
lib the
totally alarmist.
The Liberal Party is in the lead right now in the polls, a strong lead. So
What?
yes, they're in the strong lead to be
I saw
either
that as
they're
of today they weren't.
minority or majority right now. Right now, as it stands today, might
How is that
change.
possible?
No, that's been the story for a while. There's been a couple of
Like,
points where it's like 50-50 between the liberals and conservatives. There's never been a point where it's like where the polling has
how is
shown.
it possible? He fires Jody. He blocks the RCMP investigation of Lavalin.
Hmm.
people have
Um,
short memories, remember?
how? Yeah, but he keeps doing stuff, Kelly.
I know.
How
That's
many
why you
ethics
have
viol
to.
right? I mean,
There's no one in Alberta voting for him. Like, there's literally, I can tell all my friends and family not to vote for conservative, and it will matter for naught because all of Alberta is conservative. We will be a fully conservative province. There will be no liberal seats here, and it won't matter because the Atlantic provinces get basically the same amount of votes as Alberta with like half the population.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's so messed up. We Alberta has the highest population for the least representatives
Right.
federally. So yeah, and that's why if you look at popular vote, the conservatives and liberals are very close. But the
Right.
problem is with such an inefficient vote. It's such a high concentration of conservative voters in Alberta and Saskatchewan and parts of BC where the conservatives were going to win anyways. So the liberals are right now well positioned to get them more seats than the conservatives.
Do you remember one of the liberal promises for the last election was to change the way that
Yep.
the vote was done and with respect to a like popular vote, and that was
Yep.
quickly
Yep.
kiboshed.
of
As
course,
soon as they got in power, yeah.
another
Uh,
lie.
I'm not like a separatist or something like that, but like at some point this starts to really look like we're getting shafted here in
you're
Alberta
getting
pretty bad.
screwed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not only are you paying the welfare payments for the maritime provinces and Quebec, the idea
Quebec
that
has the largest.
Quebec is
Yeah.
a have-not province literally makes me vomit. It
Yeah.
makes me vomit. It's disgusting. They're a very well-to-do, rich province with all these special clauses and exemptions and their own debates. Just like it just makes me want to vomit all the special considerations that they get. And yet they're the ones blocking the pipeline. Like, talk about
Yeah.
biting the hand that feeds. Like, idiots. You're on Alberta's welfare tit just like the rest of us, and yet you won't let the pipeline through. You're not fooling anybody. It's because you want more welfare. You want to negotiate the pipeline. You're not fooling anybody. Don't cry the environment to me when you're dumping tons of sewage into the St. Lawrence. Like, just stop it. You're not fooling anyone, and we're all sick to death of you. If anybody should separate, it should be them. But they'll never separate because if they separate, where's your welfare going to come from? You'll actually have to stand on your own 2 feet. Maybe then you won't be able to subsidize daycare to the tune of $7 a day.
Well,
When
they can
Denis,
keep
when
pulling
no,
it
no,
out of
hold on.
Alberta for a little bit, but
When Denis took his gunsmith course, the tuition was $3,000. The
Right.
Quebecers who took the same course, their tuition was $40. Does that make any sense? Like, they all those special deals for their own people because Alberta's paying for it. Like, and no, Adriel, why would they get a penny a day after they separate? Why would they get a penny? Like, if you separate, you're 100% gone. Start starving to death. Turn in North Korea. Eat your dead. I don't care. Like, you're not getting any more of anybody's tax dollars. If the West separates, that's it. They can stand on their own 2 feet because not only are they currently standing on their own 2 feet, they're paying for the rest of us out east.
And yeah, if Alberta does separate, we're screwed.
Well, maybe then New Brunswick and Nova Scotia will stop being so goddamn lazy and start developing their own natural resources like Newfoundland did. You can look it up.
New Brunswick has lots of natural resources.
Kelly, you don't even know. Well, you probably do know, but New Brunswick and Nova Scotia are not anywhere near developing their natural resources. We're sitting on billions with a B of barrels of oil underneath us, and we won't develop it. No fracking way. Ha ha ha. You're so clever, you damn bum. You know, you won't frack up your own province because you don't have to, because Alberta keeps sending you welfare payments.
Yeah.
Put
Long
this
story
province
short, Alberta is there's nothing I can do sitting in Alberta to influence this election except for fund Conservatives in other ridings, and the Liberal Party is in the lead right now. So I don't care. Like I'm not getting rid of any of my firearms, but I'm not buying any accessories, because if I have to sell that firearm back to the government, and they're not going to give me the money for the accessories. They're not going to give me $400 for a 4-end. They'll give me list price for an AR.
Yep,
and that's it. And that's it. Anyway, that's what I've been up to.
That's what you've been up to?
Yeah, I've really been...
So much for ripping through the show, eh?
Yeah. I know.
Well, it's like we've got 2 more weeks of this. So we have one more show after this, and then it's the election, and we get to see whether we're totally screwed or not. Whether 3-gun is obliterated as a sport. My hobby is toast. I'll probably go to IPSC maybe after that.
IPSC shotgun, manual division.
No, I'll just go IPSC pistol. Why bother? I'm not.
Oh my god! I don't
put all the rules on just to shoot 3-gun.
Yeah.
Okay. IPSC shotgun with a pump. Anyways, sorry.
No,
go ahead, Kelly.
Okay. Well, I didn't do much because I had to work last weekend. But what I did do this week was we released some of our maple seeds to the public again. So we're out in BC and Alberta and Ontario. I'm going to leave that part to the upcoming events. So I'm not going to talk about those until we get to there. But I also set up what?
But you just did.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to be a little bit more specific when we get to the event section. Okay, so what I also did was I set up a shoot with my tribe. When I'm now...
Your Losers Club?
Yeah, they're my tribe. # my tribe. These are the ladies that were at the calendar shoot, but they're like, we are some really
hot.
Yeah, we actually are hot.
Ladies,
but they're my tribe. These are people that I want to hang out with. These are people who think like me. These are people who just are pretty...
Drink like you?
No, I don't drink anymore. They're pretty fantastic. I know. I just announced on the Slamfire Radio that Kelly doesn't drink anymore, and we're not going to get any more shotguns.
Oh, you didn't get the first ones you got drunk and asked for.
Yeah, we're just going to skip over that. Okay. So I set up a shoot for Monday. I know it's Monday coming up.
Was there an intervention? I don't understand. Why are you off the liquor? I'm upset.
Why are you off the liquor? Oh, you're not. Never mind.
I'm not off the liquor. I am the liquor.
No, I am totally... I'm going totally no sugar, no wheat, no any of that stuff. So anything that is not grown or raised.
Juniper berries are grown and turned into gin. Get some.
Okay. Leave me alone.
No, peer pressure.
Okay.
Yes, that's right, Adriel.
So Monday, I'm going shooting. The only problem is I think I need to go and get some ammo. I'm working from home tomorrow, so I might do a quick trip to SFRC. By the way, they have a sale on right now. It's 18% for Thanksgiving. Just go online and do Thanksgiving, and you get 18% off. Okay. I told my workmate that I share an office with that I'm going shooting on Monday, and she goes, "Can I come?" So I'm going to be bringing her. She's a new shooter, and I'm also going to be bringing her daughter. So that's awesome. What else? Calendar's taking shape, and yeah, you should. So I'm going to be posting on the CCFR. I'm going to be posting some of the teasers, quote unquote. Some of the ladies that were in the calendar. I'm going to be doing some information about that. So it's just watch for that. But these ladies, like Trevor says, they're really, really hot. And it was a really fun shoot.
2 questions.
What?
Will you want it? Well, all right. Next question.
No.
That's funny. Are the months is sponsorship still available?
No, the sponsorship, the months are not available, but if anybody is interested in doing the biweekly draws, so a prize of either 50, anywhere from 50 to $100, just let me know. I'm going to be sending that out and posting that on CCFR as well. Tracy does those every 2 weeks, a live video, and people win it. So how you win that is you register your calendar, because each calendar is marked with a unique number or code. You go online to the website that's listed on your calendar, you register it, and then you win things.
Adriel, you're not allowed to play this year.
Why not? I seem to be good at it.
Yeah, you're really good at it. The first year that happened with the calendar, how many prizes did you win?
Oh.
I think 3.
2.
Yeah. At least 2, maybe 3. Mm-hmm. Did you win anything last year?
No.
No. Okay, so you're not that good at it.
I won something else last year. Oh yeah, the maple seed coin thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you did win that. You actually won a scope, did you not?
Yep.
And then you promptly sold that to Trevor, right?
Yes. Not promptly, but I did.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. That's it for me. Upcoming events, level 2 IPSC match. And why don't you talk about this, Trevor, because you're running it.
Trevor? Hello?
Trevor?
Yeah, no, that's hold on.
This weekend.
I'm busy having a pissing contest on Twitter with some liberal.
Okay, you know what? We're doing it.
That's an awful place.
Twitter
is an awful
okay,
place.
And you're lead host, so go ahead and read the upcoming events while I fight on Twitter.
I have no idea about
this. Is important. Someone is wrong on the internet, and Trevor has to correct them.
Okay, so let me show you how to do these.
Okay, I will do these. Go and.
You just said you had no idea.
You know what?
Is an IPSC match, Thompson Corner, near Fredericton, October 12th. If you want to register, do like everyone else does. Go to Practice Score, and then there's one in the Miramichi the next day.
Right. Level 2, October 13th. Go to Practice Score. Thank you, Trevor.
You're welcome.
From Ryan McLean, he asked us to read this in our upcoming events. So the first one is the Petawa PRS Club is putting on an intermediate PRS clinic with Dave Preston and Ken Sanowski. By the way, Dave Preston, he's the guy that won the Meaford's Long Range Steel Challenge. Fantastic shooter. Ken Sanowski, he came in, I think, 4th. Don't quote me, but he came in the top 5 anyways. And they are 2 of the top shooters in the U.S. This will be taking place on October 19th and 20th weekend in Petawawa. And don't miss out on taking one of the best PRS clinics in 2019. For more information, go to the Petawawa PRS Clinic Match Facebook group. So just go on over to Facebook. He's also sent us another one about Petawawa PRS Club as well. They will also be running for their season finale and practice on October 26th and 27th. So the next weekend, there'll be a full day practice on Saturday and then a 10-stage match on the Sunday as well. For more information, again, go to the Petawawa PRS Club Match Facebook page. And I just wanted to say, hi, Morgan. He runs that page. Okay. I put in this stuff. This is the Maple Seeds events that I was talking to you guys about. Maple Seed is, so we're having our final events for this year. We have a few that have been sold out, so I did not post them here, but we have some other ones that have been released to the public. Squamish Valley Rod and Gun Club in Squamish, BC. They're going to be having one on October 20th. It still has spots in it. Kamloops Target Shooters Association, Kamloops, BC, obviously. October 28th, it still has spots. Sherwood Park, I'm going to actually not even talk about that because Adriel, it is officially sold out as of today.
I sent some notes to some people, and by the time some of them got to it, it was already sold out.
Yeah. So Frontenac Rifle Pistol Club, which is my hometown, and I'm going to be there in Kingston, Ontario, November 10th, has spots available as well, but there's only 1 or 2 left. So if you're interested, go and do that because that is the only event in Ontario that is left that does not have, that's not sold out. Basically, the other ones are sold out. If you'd like to register for these events, go to mapleseedrifleman.com, check out the dates, register, come on out. But that's it for the 2019 season. And then we're going to be starting in January to plan 2020. Adriel will be taking part in that as well because we love him. Okay. That's it for Adriel. Do you got anything else for Three Guns or anything like that? Because you said you had something going on.
Wrapping up. Just the crazy people in Alberta are still shooting. We've got a match here at Chaz tomorrow or the day after. Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday. Okay.
Okay. Hey, why not? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we
Trevor, talk about... Mr. Mead is asking if you need help with the match. Help setting up.
No, the boys, the Losers Club are going there Friday, and Larry will point and grunt and tell them what to do.
Cool.
Yep. But thanks, Doug.
That's pretty efficient.
Oh yeah, works great. Yeah. Okay. He was actually going to cancel, and like I said last week, Mark Manderson said not on our watch. So the boys are like rallied to the cause, and we'll go there and do the work for him. But it looks like he actually got a lot of it done already anyway, which he wasn't supposed to do. He was supposed to rest his knee, but yep. So they on it.
They on it.
I was supposed to be there earlier, but there's no way I can get away until the end of the day. So I won't be there until at least 6:30, which leaves us barely an hour's late.
Yeah, I'm setting up tomorrow for. You know what else I'm going to do this weekend? Forgot. I'm going to be doing a maple seed in Stittsville, which is Ottawa, basically. So I have to leave tomorrow after work and go and set up for that. It's going to be
fun.
Awesome. Yeah, no way. Mm-hmm. Okay, why don't we go to the news? Shooting in Germany. Adriel, you put this in?
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
There was a shooting in Germany, and one of the things that caught my eye was it was two firearms were used. One of them was a Ludi's homemade subgun. Have you guys ever heard of one of those?
No.
They're like really old school subguns, homemade. I think it was in the Anarchist Cookbook or something as old as that. It's like how to make your own subgun from no gun parts whatsoever. You take a bunch of like home hardware stuff and you make yourself a fully automatic 9mm submachine gun. And I believe that was one of the firearms that was used.
Wow.
Which is, I don't know how you stop that.
No, I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that was the only thing I wanted to raise out of it. It's just odd. Yeah.
And we talked about that. We're going to be talking about this a little bit in the upcoming interview, the CSAAA. It announced that the industry is going to be impacted by Ottawa if we have some things that are coming up.
Yeah, the interesting thing here is they put together some real numbers on what the hunting and sport shooting industry does for Canada. So some of the interesting numbers out of here would be $8.5 billion on hunting and sport shooting last year, $5.9 billion to Canada's GDP, and hunting and sport shooting accounted for 48,000 full-time equivalent jobs in Canada, resulting in $6.4 billion in labor income. So never mind the cost to implement and run the program that they're talking about. This is the other side of the coin that's going to be impacted. Is those people are going to lose their many of those people are going to lose their jobs, and that is going to be impacted.
Right.
So it's not going to be a $20 billion deficit per year. It's going to be a $25 billion deficit, $30 billion.
Well, when
deficit.
You start compounding,
we don't know until they start spending the money and they start just adding it to Canada's credit card. So we won't know. Yeah.
Do we have a credit card? Is it like a black card?
It is because it's
unlimited.
The limit is very high.
There is no limit.
Those bankers love. Oh man, there's some people who think that we should continue to add more to it. Like Ontario, you guys each owe. What is it, like $20,000-$30,000 in for every man, woman, and child in Ontario?
I'm still trying to pay off the hydro right now that Ontario has accumulated.
Yeah.
So I can't do that.
Hydro's
I'm
power,
sorry.
Right?
Hydro is power, yes. Yeah. Although we're the biggest hydro producer and we sell it down to the U.S., but we still can't pay off our own. Okay, that's not
anyway.
Even
So it's interesting because Trevor, I think when we were first talking about this platform, the thing that you were mentioning was we should talk about the job loss and the economic loss, and this is painting a very clear picture of
It's
the
not
economic
SNC
loss.
Lavalin. We know this, right?
It's worse because SNC Lavalin was only 6,000 jobs. This is more, and
that doesn't matter because Trudeau doesn't care.
Correct. It was never about the jobs.
being-
It was always about the connections and the corruption. Yeah. Anyways, let's talk about guns. Guns are
Let's
really
talk
interesting.
about guns.
Yeah.
What about new gun stuff?
I haven't seen these before. Have you guys seen these? Remington has a V3 Survivalist.
Survivalist.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's semi-automatic. It's a bird's head grip, 18.5-inch barrel, scabbard shotgun.
Oh, it's yeah, I've seen this before.
And it
It's a
comes with a
Versamax,
machete as
right?
well.
It's so the Versamax in a 3-inch chamber. For whatever reason,
Right.
Remington thought Versamax, and then we're also going to have this V3, but the V3 is only a 3-inch chamber, and it's going to be
Not all
this...
Versamax are 3.5.
Oh, Remington is just I hate their name. Yeah. Anyways, V3 Survivalist. It comes with a machete.
Right. It does. I saw
It comes
that.
with a scabbard and a machete, and 5-round capacity. Yeah.
5+1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is
And-
this is a real meme gun. What is the use of this thing? You couldn't even use this for grouse. You'd need like a regular stock on it. I think it comes with a regular stock too, doesn't it?
It should, otherwise it's dumber than dumb.
Full stock, full
Yeah.
shotgun
Flared-
stock,
full
Flared
included.
loading
Stock
ports,
included.
oversight controls.
It comes with a full shotgun stock as well, which I guess you
Yeah.
could use with the scabbard too. Just have it poking out a little bit more. Then you could use it on your quad or whatever.
Yeah, I still prefer my setup. The takedown, it folds into a small bag, and then you put the stock on, and there you go. You've got a practical, functional firearm that's reliable because it's pump.
Oh, I don't see anything about chokes here.
It doesn't say.
I hate that. Like cylinder bore shotguns are extremely useless to me. I need chokes.
I concur.
Yeah.
It defeats the purpose of the platform if you can't choke it.
Yeah. You need to control. Anyways.
Taking all that versatility and chopped and yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. I concur.
You concur? Great. Okay, the Ruger PC Carbine is coming into Canada, and
I
it's
see that.
got... Do you want to talk about this one?
No, not really.
Sorry, I'm just like jumping way ahead here.
Yeah.
No, good.
They got a
I tell you
free
what,
float handguard, non-restricted. Dumb?
This, yep.
It looks cool
well,
though.
No, it doesn't. because
No,
it's
it
not
What if you
doesn't
just
look
censored.
what if you just
ugly.
like it to look cool?
No, it doesn't look cool because it's not censored in the handguard. Anytime there's a barrel in a handguard that's offset, it's dumb.
Hmm.
The CZ little tactical 22s like that too. It's a nice, cool, round handguard, but the barrel is at the top third. Like this also is, yeah. I'd rather take the PCC as is than this, or Midwest Industries has an entire chassis, kind of like what they have for the M14. That makes the Ruger PCC really cool. That one looks good. You should be talking about that one, not this thing. This is ridiculous.
I respectfully disagree.
And Trevor has.
And just because we
spoken.
don't agree,
I don't like the look of it either, though it is ambidextrous.
that's
with
because
the,
you're a lady of distinguishing taste. You understand what looks good and what doesn't.
This doesn't.
That's right. It doesn't. 2 against
No.
1, Adriel. You're wrong.
All right,
It's gonna have a short length of pull
This
as
is-
well. It's just,
Right?
no,
Useless.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
useless.
You can buy it. Speaking of useless, you can also buy it in 40 cal. There.
There.
Can we agree on that?
We
Yes.
can.
Okay, there we go. You can buy it in a 40 cal, so you can, I don't know, shoot rocks better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Let's see.
Okay. Let's move on.
Rangeview Sports has the DPMS Oracle, which is like the cheapest AR you can get, but it's $5.99.
That's
Yep.
only
Yep.
and a
That's-
free Magpul T-shirt, by the
Mhm.
way. They've
Right.
reduced it by $200. Yeah,
There's no
16
Magpul on the
inch.
gun, but you get a Magpul T-shirt because you know
Yes.
you're going to start putting Magpul on it right away. It's the first thing you're going to do with your DPMS Oracle.
Yes, that rear stock has got to go and got to be replaced with something else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$500
Oh, I suppose.
$99 is not bad though for that.
No,
No.
can't beat that.
Get into an AR,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
Just in time for it to be purchased by the government.
Right.
Exactly. Pretend it's $1,500. You make off like a bandit. I'm sorry.
You gotta put some AliExpress hardware on there first, and be like, whoa, this isn't an Oracle. It's got a free float handguard. It's got. Are you looking at those Korg Next Line revolvers? So let me share them for everyone else so that they can see it. I'm assuming this is like a gentleman's revolver. Is that right? A gentleman of the night revolver? Like I don't know what this is for.
I don't know what this is for. This is like if RoboCop had a wheel gun.
No, this is a pimp gun. This is a pimp.
No,
revolver.
This is not a pimp gun.
No.
No, self-respecting pimp would carry this. It's no.
It's got like vent holes in it. I suppose I would collect a lot of lint.
Change the grip to some kind of carbon fiber woven pattern, and RoboCop would carry this thing.
Yeah.
So can we describe it for the listeners?
It's a real wacky looking revolver. I don't know how to describe it. What is
the barrel?
What's this thing on the bottom here with all the holes in it? Is that so you can put a red dot mount?
That's a rail. Yeah, that's for a light. So, okay, how do we describe this thing? So, off the front of the frame is just a barrel, and then over top of the barrel is like a shroud shaped like a revolver barrel, but it's all skeletonized and bolted over the barrel sleeve, and it's got Picatinny rail on the frame, Picatinny rail on the shroud over the barrel before the front sight, Picatinny rail on the bottom. So it's for, putting red dots and flashlights on your wheel gun. That's, by the way, in 44 Magnum. Oh, and 357. So you get two choices.
Oh,
and then there's
the 357. Woo.
And then there's the lovely grip.
Yeah. 8-shot 357 or 6-shot 44 mag.
8-shot, nice. Yeah. And Kelly, the grip is something else. It's shaped like a.
It's laminated. Grip. It's like a laminated.
Yeah, laminated with two of the ugliest colors that you could ever put together. It's like peaches and cream. It's horrible.
Maybe they got some other colors you can pick. I'm sure.
Maybe, or maybe you just don't buy it. How much is this abortion?
I don't know. Like Korth
it doesn't
is a distributor,
even say.
So they're going to be sending them to retailers to sell.
Listen, like I say in all my Black Badge classes, revolvers don't matter. So let's just move on.
You know what? Somebody's going to buy it.
Oh yeah, there's a sucker for every gun, Kelly.
Oh, look at this. Okay.
You should mention that one, Kelly.
SFRC has 18% off from October 10th to the 15th. Use code TURKEY when you're ordering. I gotta go and buy ammo tomorrow.
There you go.
I do it in person. All right. Let's go to the main topic, shall we? Thanks again to Rod Giltaca from the CCFR coming on to talk about #the Integrity Tour and everything that is all CCFR. Fantastic work they're doing right now. Listener feedback. Why don't we go to the YouTube version? Lots of chit chatter on there right now about some of the previous talk with respect to separation or separatism. Is that a word? It is now.
Some people were mentioning separate extra fault lines just for Trevor. That's kind of related to separatism.
That was Justin because Trevor was talking about no back fault lines when on one of the stages, so he just jumped off. So Justin's going to be incorporating that into. See, every time that Trevor is around, sometimes we build rules in because of that. Did you notice that, Trevor?
I have been known to create policy and rules after being somewhere. Yes.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Right. That's right.
Well, you've never been told you can't do it, so
exactly.
Right now, you just find holes and faults where things are, and then that just has to be plugged. That's all.
I may be the type of person to work the system, find gaps and loopholes, and exploit them. This is and apparently I push boundaries.
A little.
Yeah.
A little.
Some.
What are you gonna do?
Even on Slamfire Radio.
I gotta be me.
Gotta do you.
And then somebody commented about the fact that I have a big liquor cabinet behind me and I'm stopped drinking.
Right? Yeah, that's Jeremy. He's very astute.
I actually overlaid not liquor in text while we were talking here on your liquor cabinet for a little while.
Yeah, there's liquor on the floor still too. Okay, that's about it though. Listener feedback. Listener feedback is brought to you by Armory DC Gunsmith. It's a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearm refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearm accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmiths.ca. Or you can also follow him on Facebook or Instagram, or even, go and visit Trevor in the store because he's working there now. Okay. Trevor, you're going to read this from Phil, though, because Phil's talking
on Twitter.
Oh, jeez. Really?
There's so many people on Twitter that need to be corrected because they're wrong. Trevor, this is a
Adriel, you're reading
long
it then.
battle.
Because it's about last week's show, and you and Trevor were on last week's show.
Well, you should read it.
This is from Phil. Hello, I'm an avid listener to the broadcast and enjoy every episode. While listening to episode 324, the guys were talking as if the Liberals had already won the election. The voting hasn't even started. I've been shooting for over 50 years, and like hell, I'm going down without a fight. This is absolutely crazy to give in like Trudeau's has won the election, and we will have to give up our firearms. Our firearms are private property, and it sure as hell should be respected like it is. Their so-called buybacks are pure bull. That's why we're voting these clowns out. I've been a law-abiding citizen all my life and spent years in law enforcement. I won't be treated like a criminal for love of my hobby. May I suggest you keep fighting to get rid of the tyranny called Trudeau and this fall-down government. Why give in now and give up on the passion of your sport? Trudeau must go. Thanks, Phil. I mean, I'm going to be voting this year and getting all my friends and family to vote, but I'm pretty sure Alberta is not going to be where this thing is lost.
Yeah, and I just don't know.
You got to convince a bunch of your neighbors, Trevor.
Right.
Man,
your area. I was looking on the 338 maps there.
Yeah,
your
it's
area's
gross.
Going red right now.
It's gross, and it does all the time, man. And I don't get it. I think one of the things that this area is guilty of is voting for the man, not the party. And I don't mean the leader. It's not like they're voting Liberal because they want Justin. And it's not like they're voting Liberal because they even know what the platform says. In this area, typically, the only candidate who is not retarded is a Liberal. And so they often vote for a Liberal because they know him. And I got crap for saying this on Facebook 4 years ago, but it's a French thing. The Liberal candidate is French, and he gets elected by the Francophones in this region, of which there are more than Anglophones. And so the Francophones in this region support the Liberal Party. They support their guy. They're voting for the guy because they know him. And then I think the average in political intelligence in this area is below average. Now, that was a clunky way of saying people around here don't follow politics and don't actually know what the hell is going on. So,
yeah. A lot of hunters, a lot of shooters in New Brunswick, though.
Yeah, they don't. But you know what, Kelly?
They're not involved.
They're not involved, and they think that it's not going to affect them, and they don't get politically involved whatsoever. They have no idea, and they don't care.
Well, if all they did, even if they watched Trudeau's news broadcast there, he would have said, we're getting rid of assault weapons like AR-15s. But what he didn't say that would affect them is that includes your Browning BAR too. Yeah, detachable mag semi-auto. That thing's gone. So
yeah, no, never say that.
No. But that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Phil, for sending in the email. We will try and continue to fight the tyranny that you're talking about by having these podcasts. If you'd like to send an email to the show, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. Podcast reviews, we don't have any. If you'd like to send us a review, that'd be fantastic. We'll read it here as well. Shout outs. Trevor, you got some.
Yeah, again to the Losers Club and Justin. Justin, this was his first time as match director. his first solo course in black badge instruction, and he did a fantastic job. But man, I got to tell you, the match was so well run. The stages were pure IPSC freestyle. Again, we got out of there at 2:00, which is a testament to knowing your range. Yeah, knowing your range, knowing what it can handle, not taking on more people than you can handle, not taking on more stages than you can handle. 9 stages done by 2:00. Man, like I put a match on there once, and it wasn't this good. I didn't have the help he had, but even besides that, his stages were well thought out and a lot of fun. So great job. Congratulations again. Knocked it out of the park, and hopefully I will see him and the other losers.
The other losers.
Yeah, on the weekend. So I don't think Marcel is going to be around though. He's actually coming up here to visit family while I'm going down there. So
okay.
Yeah, but hopefully I'll see the rest of the crew. And I'm bringing Gallon. I'll be picking Gallon up on the way down. So
excellent. Okay.
Yep.
Adriel?
Yeah, one to Rick. He's gonna drive across the country again.
Yeah.
Again, and
he's driving across the country again.
Again, yeah, and like go see a bunch of us Maple Cedars and help us put on some events and do some training and that kind of thing. So that's I couldn't do any of this. I couldn't do like a quarter of what you guys do, and yeah, to be making this the trip again. Amazing.
He's also going to be going out east in November as well. So
don't know how he does.
Yeah, there's more CRPS stuff going on.
Yep, it's going to be good out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's crazy. Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to Greg Weiss for my new Colt hat. Just to let you know, I had one last year for about 2 seconds. When TACCOM was happening in Ajax, Colt was right across the hall or aisle from us. Us being the CCFR, I went over and gave them a Gunny Girl calendar. So they gave me a hat, but it quickly got given to somebody else because he whined. And and I said, well, you know what? They're coming back tomorrow. They said, and they're bringing more hats. They didn't come back tomorrow. So when Greg Weiss is at TACCOM this time, he got me a Colt hat. So I wanted to say thank you for that. And also to Random Dave. In case you guys didn't know, today is Random Dave's birthday. I wanted
is that his excuse for not being on right now?
I think so. But I just wanted to say happy birthday, Dave.
He could have had lots of people say happy birthday to him silently across the internet if he had just been on the show.
Yeah. But yeah, just give him a little bit of a shout out.
He had to meet people IRL.
I know, and have like cake
IRL
stuff.
Oh, Adriel.
Love it.
You guys, let's finish up, shall we? Patreon, we don't have any new Patreonies this week, but if you'd like to support the show, you can and get me, patches and other stuff in the mail. Adriel has recently sent out some of that, by the way. You can go on to patreon.com and go and search for Slamfire Radio. What it does is helps us out. We get to put out content, and we get to,
keep the lights on.
Yeah, basically. And why don't we sign off? So why don't you go and support one of our national firearms associations like the CCFR? They're doing some great things right now. And check us out on Gunners of Canada. Give us a like on Facebook. Right now we're 2,204. So where are we against that orphanage?
Not even close.
Oh, okay. So share it with your friends. Tell everybody to like us because we do really want to, beat some kids. And that's about it.
Homeless kids, Kelly.
Homeless kids.
We can't even keep up with homeless kids.
All right. Everybody say good night now.
Good night now.
Good night, Kelly.